How is Supercede funded, and what factors impact how you get funding?
Good question. So initially, in the very, very early days, when Jared and I didn't know very much about investors, I guess in general,
Yeah.
we relied on very generous and visionary individuals in our industry who knew what we wanted to try and do and thought it was a great idea and wanted to back us. So they became angel investors, especially for us, really, to go and help our journey in creating at the time, the sort of MVP version that was Riskbook. And then as that snowballed, we had the excitement of being able to actually then go to the much bigger venture capitalist players like Seed Camp, who've funded the first big check into companies like Revolut and TransferWise, and then you really get onto a conveyor belt to some extent of much larger independent software and tech venture firms that are looking for the next big thing that's going to change an industry, enable new business models, etc. So for us, it's been really kind of quite a traditional journey in some senses.
Yeah, I definitely think that it's the earliest days were probably the most difficult there because the firms who really understood us were the ones that we sort of had forever said we were not going to take their money, right? We weren't going to take money from the strategic venture arms of most of the big insurers or reinsurers because we always knew, going back to the Aon GC question, that we thought it was important that we remain independent. But so you take those firms away, we're more than happy to be like, this is what you guys are doing is super exciting. And we kind of went, thanks. And I would love to have your money. Don't get me wrong, but we can't have it. And so that first part of the journey was more difficult. Once we got momentum and got moving, and we've made more and more progress,
and we explained what reinsurance was,
and everyone knew we know as or reinsurance experts as well. Listen to the podcast if you want to invest in reinsurance companies. Then it became much more of here's how we're growing and this is what we're doing, and then it's more that traditional model. So that independence will always be critical to us. There's more and more firms that are opening up to us, and we have a lot of conversations with what our future investment might look like. But it's we've moved more into the big traditional venture capital firms than the smaller angel investors, and away from any sort of industry venture arms.